We have new details now on the coronavirus. Local leaders are releasing their plans to reopen businesses after weeks of stay-at-home orders. KMBC 9's Michael Mahoney reports on what it will mean in Kansas City, Missouri.
People wear that face mask when you go out.
Mayor Quinton Lucas says the number of new virus cases in the city is going down.
All of the important steps that we have taken over the last 6 weeks have led to fewer infections, have led to fewer hospitalizations, and have saved lives.
So on May the 6th, some businesses that do not have much public traffic in and out can reopen. A soft reopening with this rule: people still don't have to come in.
Every day, I get communications from people who say, I'm not ready to go out. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe for my family.
Here's the basics: a 10-10-10 rule, 10% occupancy or 10 people, whichever is larger, and in there for 10 minutes or more, they're taking your name.
So that if we find an outbreak, we can go back, get those folks tested, get them isolated, and keep that from spreading.
Archer says the city is still very short on test kits, and he thinks it's best for high-risk folks to remain at home. Restaurants, bars, government buildings, and many busy places will not reopen until May the 15th. Food and beverage workers will have to wear gloves and masks. Now, Kansas City will still have one of the strictest stay-at-home orders in the region, and the mayor is fine with that.
We understand there is an important balance between our economy, right, and our health. But you can't have a good economy, you don't have customers, you don't have workers if people aren't healthy, if people don't feel safe.
So a wide set of plans for the mayor of Kansas City, who says that his version of how to reopen is the best one. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
The city health department and other city workers will be enforcing the new rules. Police will only be called as a last resort. Restaurant owners are weighing in on the city's plan to limit occupancy. KMBC 9's Kelly Gibbs is live now in the River Market with the latest. Kelly?
Well, Kelly, the owner of the Bite behind me, his name is Carlos. He says he's spoken with many businesses here in the River Market, and that despite those reopening plans, many are keeping their doors closed. Carlos says he also doesn't feel safe letting customers inside.
We don't know who they have been in contact. They don't know who we have been in contact. So it's just, I feel like it's a safer for my staff, for our customers, to keep our restaurant closed inside.
And the good news in all of this, Carlos hasn't had to lay off any of his employees or his staff. He says the restaurant is still taking orders for takeout, delivery, and curbside pickup. Reporting live in the River Market, Kelly Gibbs, KMBC 9 News.
Thanks, Kelly. And it's not just restaurants. Many employers and employees are thinking about the best practices for returning to work. KMBC 9's investigative reporter Matt Fleener is tracking those developments.
Here in Kansas City, Missouri, businesses are still closed, but employers are preparing people to come back to the workplace.
To put people back in buildings, there are big questions. The biggest of all, how to keep people safe.
We really think that listening to your employees and understanding if your employees don't feel comfortable returning to the workplace right now, that if they don't have to, they don't have to.
For those that do, the Kansas City Chamber, along with 3 other community organizations, are out with 3 phases for business reopening. Number 1, minimal reopening. Phase 2, reopening with physical distance. And Phase 3, resume to normal. As for the immediate future,
we actually think that it's best practice to encourage for some period of time people to continue to work remotely, especially if they don't feel comfortable coming back to the workplace.
If they do have to return to a physical workplace,
employees need to be upfront and forward with their bosses and identify that they remain at risk and not return to the workplace.
It's also vital to talk to employees before they come back.
One of the best practices we're recommending is a virtual one-on-one between the employer and the employee.
We also asked today about personal protective equipment. They say in that guide there are specific guidelines for that as employers and employees return to work. In Kansas City, Missouri, Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
The full guide to how businesses and employees should consider getting back to the workplace is on the Chamber's Facebook page. Counties are putting out their own plans to reopen. Clay County will reopen May 4th. Social distancing of 6 feet must be maintained. People should wear masks in public. Quarantine requirements will remain in place for those who travel. Visitor restrictions will remain at long-term care facilities. High-risk residents should stay at home as much as possible. Platte County will also reopen May 4th. Mass gatherings of 10 or more people are still not allowed. Each business in Platte County that is outside the city limits of Kansas City must create a reopening plan to protect employees and customers. On the Kansas side, Johnson County's task force is now recommending the stay-at-home order be extended through May 10th. Commissioners will vote on that tomorrow. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly will provide her plan in a statewide address tomorrow night, and we'll be carrying it live at 6:30 p.m. here on KMBC. So what does the medical community have to say about plans to reopen? Dr. David Wild is with the University of Kansas Health System. He's encouraged by the hospital data.
You might be shocked by this, but I feel like we're slowly getting enough sort of positive signals that it feels like we probably are in a good place right now. This level of hospitalization and level of infection is one we can manage, and opening it up will likely change that. But I hope and think maybe even it's reasonable to expect that impact, that increase, is not so much that it taxes the system and creates a capacity issue at hospitals. And I think that's a good thing. That was, again, one of the key points in instituting such tight physical controls and social distancing measures early.
Here are the latest numbers. The state of Kansas is reporting 247 new cases of coronavirus today. The state has a total of 3,700 cases and 125 deaths. The state of Missouri is reporting 122 new cases. Missouri has a total of 7,400 cases and 318 deaths. Remember, you can track the curve of COVID-19 cases in Missouri and Kansas on our website. We update those numbers daily. Just go to KMBC.com, click coronavirus, track the curve.